And so that he wants people to see and to have a feel for the cosmos, really. And he says, if the human person is to come up to the fullness of his potential in one way, he must become conscious of his infinite capacity for carrying himself still further. In other words, Teilhard's frame of reference is very much an evolutionary worldview, and within that worldview, it's not as if human evolution itself has come to an end, or that evolution has come to an end with the emergence of the human being, but rather that now we ourselves need to be conscious of the possibilities we have for carrying evolution and therefore ourselves even further. And he continues, we must realize the duties that this involves and must feel its intoxicating wonder. It really is, I think, true to say that at times Teilhard comes across as almost intoxicated with the world, intoxicated with God, one might say as well. But his deep appreciation, his wonder at the universe as he continued his studies and his teaching. So the first thing, the first subtopic in some ways within this essay is an effort to awaken us, to get us to wake up to an awareness of the cosmos, this cosmic sense. And then he continues to develop the essay along two primary lines. The first is our communion, or we might say today, solidarity with the earth, with the planet Earth. And later he writes many essays about the future of the earth and planetary consciousness. And then the other is communion or solidarity with God. And in many ways, his effort to bring these two together is the continuing struggle throughout his entire life. Communion with the earth, communion with God, both God and the world. These are the two underlying themes. The one he's completely devoted to as a scientist, which is what he is professionally, a paleontologist, a geologist, someone studying human origins. So as a scientist, he is very much aware of the world, the material universe, human evolution, all those themes, but also as a priest, as someone who studied theology, as a Catholic priest and Jesuit, he is also very much concerned with his Christian faith. How did these two come together? Later we will say more about how he himself reconciles the notion of creation and evolution, a topic that even today, surprisingly, continues to divide people as if these are not reconcilable, whereas already for Teilhard, almost a century ago now, he was able to see how they complemented each other. So, solidarity with the universe, solidarity with God. So he talks first then about matter, the material world itself, and our need to appreciate matter itself, materiality, which sometimes from a religious or Christian point of view, we might have the tendency to depreciate. And he talks about the temptation that it presents for us. And in one way, at this point, we might simply talk about two extremes when we consider the material universe and our goal to kind of steer a middle ground between those two extremes. And those two extremes are, on the one hand, materialism, and on the other hand, pantheism. Materialism, that is, that scientific worldview or philosophical worldview which claims that nothing exists apart from matter, apart from materiality.